Welcome to everybody joining us today. I call the November 7th, 2024 meeting of the Native American Commission to order. I think we'll begin with introduction of current commission members. I think we're going to start with the members on the phone, beginning with Suzanne. Suzanne, are you on the phone for the meeting? Okay, I think, well then we'll try Emily Sargent.
Yep, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Emily Sargent, and I am a member of White Earth Nation.
Okay, then we'll go ahead and start in person with Amanda.
Hi, Amanda Strauss, Sisseton Wahpeton Oyate.
Whitney Johnson, Chairwoman, Oglala Sioux Tribe.
Ashley Littlewolf, Vice Chair, Boys Fort Band of Ojibwe.
And then do we,
Oh,
Suzanne, are you
I'm sorry.
with us now?
Yep. Sorry about that. I was having a glitch.
Oh, that's okay.
Suzanne Sensky, Ho-Chunk Nation from Wisconsin, and Cherokee, Choctaw, Pawnee, and Kaw.
Okay, thank you. I don't think we have anybody else joining us on the phone, do we? Okay. I think we are also being joined by Nicole. Correct? Yeah. Nikki Golitz. Welcome, Nikki. Nikki is our Fargo School Board liaison, and John Strand is not here today. The next item is to move to approve the agenda in the September 5th, 2024 minutes. Do we have a motion for that?
All motion.
Anybody to second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 I
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The next item on our agenda today is a statement from me. Nothing too super serious, but I wanted to just be able to let people know that at the end of my term as chair, which is coming up soon, I am going to be stepping down from the Native American Commission. I am very, very thankful for my time on the Native Commission. I've learned a lot. I have been on the Native Commission now for several years, and I feel like it's a good time for me to step down and let somebody else kind of come onto the board and contribute new things. I really believe in that turnover, to keep things like new ideas and ways of doing things coming in. And I also want to be able to offer a little bit more time to the Board of Indigenous Association, which I've also been on since it was founded in 2020. Wanted to add to this statement just a brief kind of add on to that in light of the results of the election, which I'm sure a lot of people in Indian country are feeling worried about, or feeling unsettled about because of concerns about encroachment on things like sovereignty and funding for things like Indian Health Services. Is that we don't have any control over those things, but what we do have control over is our interactions with one another, being able to lean into the resilience and the love that our ancestors passed on to us, and our traditions. And with those things, I know that we're gonna all be okay, because that's something that we've held on to despite so many things that have transpired in the last 400 years. And they're, this is something I think along the lines of stuff that elders have told us about for a while, was things like this were coming and were going to happen, but also that assurance that we were going to be okay as long as we held on to those traditions and were good to one another. So anyway, so that's all I had to say on that subject. So this will be since the term of chair is over in December, this will be my last meeting. And also very thankful, and don't want to forget the work and contributions. The city planning department has been amazing to work with. I really have learned a lot of what I've learned from them and in our interactions together. Really great. So next item is public comment. I don't think we have anybody signed up, but
Actually, we'll have one person for
okay.
public comment here.
Great. So the rules for public comment: speakers must state their name and will be limited to 2 minutes. Comments should not contain profanity or personal attacks. And can go ahead.
All right. Thanks for allowing me to. I have just a really quick, and I'll bring my laptop because I was, these are from my colleagues over in Duluth and on the Essentia's East Market. So the other side of the state just kind of asked me to bring some information to commissioners and the commission overall. So Essentia, at least in like our East Market, partners with some tribal nations over there for mobile mammogram bus services. So it goes to different tribal nations and services like Native American folks and things like that in eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. They've been doing that for a couple of years now. They partner with the Minnesota Department of Health SAGE program, which I don't know a ton about it, but it's just a screening program for low-income Minnesotans specific to breast and cervical cancer screening. So there's some partnerships at the state level and the American Cancer Society, and they're grant funded to do some of this work. So they're looking to expand over to this side of the state, so doing work in western Minnesota specifically, and are hoping to start out with a partnership with White Earth Nation. So just looking for if there are any, I know last meeting 2 months ago when I was here talking to you all, you gave some just tips and thoughts on reaching out to White Earth and stuff like that, but they're hoping for some type of a connection with White Earth just to kind of start those conversations. My understanding is that the biggest barrier is that this bus requires a pretty like substantial plug-in energy type situation. So unfortunately it can't just go anywhere and just kind of plop down and offer these services. So a lot of things that are over my head, but here to kind of share that information with you all and see if you have any specific contacts or folks maybe for us to kind of start that conversation with.
Thank you. I know you were here at our last meeting, but you just want to reintroduce yourself.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's
Yeah.
okay. This is televised. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, my name is Allie Fast. I'm a community health program manager with Essentia Health.
Okay, thank you, Allie. So I have the thought of, I'm actually familiar with kind of those requirements as I work at Family Health Care,
sure.
and we have the mobile mammography unit comes to
Perfect,
our
yeah.
south unit into the downtown clinic too a few times a year. And I would say, I think probably best point of contacts would probably be the IHS service unit. And then maybe even the casino, both branches, the one in Monoman, and then there's a like smaller casino in Bagley, because they probably have the capability power wise. And I know they have like a shuttle that
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
willing to help with that.
Awesome.
Kind
Okay.
of getting people there, but it is a super great service. We see a pretty good turnout every time that we have one of those. And the equipment on there is the exact same as you would get
Sure.
anywhere, getting a mammogram anywhere. full transparency, I've had a mammogram on that unit, and it was like no different than
Okay.
having a mammogram in person at, you know, when the clinics or whatever around town, so.
Okay.
And you're able to, I know that they're able to like see quite a few people too, through that, so.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Is there any other members that have any suggestions or contacts, or questions for Ally?
I think that this is Emily talking. I'm from White Earth, and I think those are great suggestions, Whitney. I think getting a hold of someone in probably operations or administration at Indian Health Service, who just handles like the day in day out of the operations of the building, is probably going to be like your go-to person. I don't know who that is. However, I do know that at Shooting Star Casino, my dad's one of the directors, and I believe the person you're probably going to want to reach out to for that would be Jack Fabry, the director of gaming operations at Shooting Star. So that might be someone to reach out to in that department to figure out how that might work.
Awesome. And Avery, Avery, Jack Avery, is that how you say that?
Oh, Jack Fabry, Fabre. And
Okay.
if he can't, he'll direct you to the director that can.
Avery. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Does anybody else have any questions or comments for Ally or? Okay, well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming. Our next item is to discuss a nominating committee for a January election. We need to form a nominating committee today that will consider potential candidates for vice chair in the next couple weeks and then present a recommendation in January. Vice chair is typically a 2-year term that transitions into chair for another 2-year term after that. Forming a nominating committee does not require a formal vote, so if there's people who are interested, that like we don't need to vote on that as a board for them to contribute. I would want to see, Emily, if you're interested in helping with the nominating committee, since you had that experience as vice chair in the past, and it would be good to be able to kind of discuss that, like the requirements of being on the executive board.
Yeah, I can help with that.
Okay, thank you, Emily. Is there anybody else that's interested in being on the nominating committee?
I would be willing to, if that's,
I think, I think,
anybody's on the.
I think that I was in the past when I was the vice chair, so I don't think there's anything in our bylaws that say anything against that, so, yeah, great, thank you, Ashley. So if there are any members that are interested in being the vice chair, or if there's members that have a recommendation or suggestion for vice chair, probably point of contact then would be Emily or Ashley. And then also with that being said, since there will be a spot opening on the board, if there's anybody watching the meeting today or knows of anybody, that would be interested in serving on the Native American Commission, you can apply at fargond.gov/getting involved. Our next item is the report from Indigenous Association, and Brandon Beatty had texted me earlier and let me know he wasn't going to be able to make it to give that, so I am gonna give updates. So there, of course, the Indigenous Association hosted the kickoff breakfast for Indigenous Peoples Day in conjunction with the city, and that was really nice. I think that that event continues to get bigger and bigger every year. I remember the first year we had that, it was, I don't know, probably about a dozen people, and I think it, was so well attended this year, it was spilling over into the other room at IE, so it was so nice to see. It was really great. And then they also hosted a lunch and learn there, and that was full. That ended up being full. So that's really great too. So IA is still doing open craft nights on Thursdays. People can bring a craft project and come work on it, or you can even go to that. And, you know, if there's maybe somebody there that knows how to do something you've been wanting to learn, like sew or whatever, I think that could be a good place to start learning that too. And that's all ages, and that's every Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. IA has had a couple of talking circles led by Mary Baker. Those were a few weeks ago, and there's going to be another one happening soon too. That will be advertised on the Facebook page. There'll be a flyer and on the website. And right now they're just working on setting up the next date for that. So more to come. And if you go to the website for Indigenous Association, there's a calendar, and that's the staff at IA has done a fantastic job of making sure that's updated. So if there's something going on, it will be on that calendar. So really good things happening there. The next item is subcommittee reports. I don't have anything for health and wellness. I don't think you do either, Emily, right? We did not meet this month.
No, I do not.
Okay. So any updates from education and cultural awareness? How about from housing?
No updates.
Okay, thank you. Next item is staff reports. Are there any city staff for report? Oh, okay. Any announcements?
Can I just have a comment, quick, Whitney, if that's okay?
Yeah.
I just wanted to take a moment to just thank you and say McGwitch for your time on the commission. And, you know, I think that you have definitely paved a way for a lot of us younger women who are Native in our profession and wanting to get involved in city service. And I just want you to know what a great impact you've had on not just your community, but all of us here on the commission as well. And the wisdom you've passed on. And I would just ask maybe that, I know it's your last time serving on the commission today, but if you would be willing to maybe come back at our next meeting so that we can honor you and send you off in a good way.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that. Thank you. Thank you, Emily.
Yeah.
No, I totally second that. I totally second. This is Suzanne. I totally second Emily's comments and request to have you back so we can give you those blessings and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Was there any announcements in the city or any board members?
This is Suzanne again. I just want to make just another comment that this is November. This is Native American Heritage Month, and what it means to the city and all the people who live here that are Indigenous. And I just wanted to make sure that we take comment and time to honor our ways. Whitney was talking, about the ways of the Native people and how important it is, and whether it's uncertain times or certain times, we should always be reflecting to our traditions, and this is a great month to do so. So I just wanted to make that notation.
Yes, I agree. Thank you, Suzanne. So want to look at the 2025 calendar, proposed calendar. So the proposed meeting schedule is January 2nd for the next meeting, March 6th, May 1st, September 4th because of the annual, skipping July meeting that we've been doing for quite a while, and then November 6th. And I think, is there any other business? No. I guess I did have just one more little announcement to put out there that I think is really exciting and pretty cool. Is that DGF now has an Indian education program going. It kind of began late last spring, and they kind of made it official to have a dedicated liaison this year, which is really great news, and that's John DeMars. So if there are any, because DGF School District extends into Dilworth, of course, and even some parts of Moorhead, you know, if there are any people watching or you know, listening to this meeting later, that have, kids or grandkids or whatever in DGF School District, the contact person for that is John DeMars at DGF School, and they're being really active, having student meetings that John's leading a couple of times a month, and an active parent committee meeting that's meeting once a month too. I missed the one yesterday because I was sick, but it's usually been like the first Wednesday of the month, and John's been really great about posting that on the Facebook page, and sending the announcement out to students too. Something I want to put out there with that I think happens in a lot of school districts is that sometimes parents or families don't think that they should mark, you know, the American Indian, Native American box. I kind of talked about that with Allie. Because their children aren't enrolled, but your children don't have to be enrolled members to be part of Indian education. And that, you know, I would say I don't think that I'm wrong about Fargo, West Fargo, and I know I'm not wrong about Moorhead. You don't have to be enrolled and to be eligible in Moorhead. And like I said, I do not think you do in Fargo and West Fargo either. So if you did not check that box when you enrolled in your kid in school, and you want them to be kind of like flagged for involvement in Indian Ed, to get a hold of the registration people at the school, whatever school your kiddo's in, and kind of ask to change that so that your kiddo can be flagged for Indian Ed, or just go talk to the Indian Ed liaison for the school, or have your student go talk to them so they can start getting roped in on those emails and involved in things. So that's definitely, like I said, not a requirement to be enrolled. So that was something that came up at a DGF parent committee meeting, is that, yeah, a couple people had said that they kind of missed those first initial emails for that reason. So just kind of putting it out there so that kids are able to be involved in that and be looped in on the communication for that. So, okay. Well, if there's no other business, then we can consider this meeting of the Native American Commission adjourned. Our next meeting will be Thursday, January 2nd, 2024. Thank you.